Okay, welcome to my new column. It's called Drop the Hammer. And in this column, I'm going to talk about technique of legato playing. In my previous lessons, we've been doing a lot of alternate picking, a lot of licks, a lot of etudes and exercises for you to get your right and left hand coordinated. Okay, so I've thought maybe we should cover a little bit of legato playing to get you a left hand strengthened up, and also give you some great exercises that you can apply, build up strength, and then you could use your newfound strength to play whatever else you wish to play. All right, so check this out. Here's example number 1. Okay, so this riff is based off of an E Phrygian scale, but more importantly gives you some great territory to build up your left hand technique. This whole entire riff uses fingers 1, 2, and 4. And I think of it as in groups of 3. I downpick every single group of 3 until I'm done with this whole entire lick. Check out the first little area. So as you can see, the first string repeats twice. I pick the first note. And you're trying to get the cleanest, most cascading sound you can, all right? And imagine the same little area drop down an octave. So if you started on the E, on the 12th fret, you're going to move it to E right here on the 9th. And repeat the same exact pattern. Okay? You definitely want to use your left hand to gain some strength so these notes sound clean. Moving along, I start the same exact pattern on the E on the 7th fret, 5th string. Okay, so remember that the picking hand just hits everything with a downstroke. Okay, so for this next riff, I am going to go outside any of a particular scale, but I want to give you guys some cool symmetrical areas you can really straighten your left hand on and move it up and down the fretboard. Okay, once you get that, you'll have pretty much a map to do whatever else you want. So when I was writing this riff, I wanted you guys to have a chance to work with ascending and descending legato runs. So when you could utilize your pull-offs and hammer-ons and kind of get the both of those things worked up, all right? Again, this is triplets. The first note is picked, always down-picked again, and this is how it goes. This is part 1. And quick descending. So each tail end of the lick is all pull-offs. Gives you a nice cascading feel. And basically what we're doing was we are moving every single note down an octave. All right, so here we go. Again, same exact thing down an octave. And then I'm going to give you guys a chance to work on your hammer-ons only. First note is picked, and then you got a hammer. Next set of strings. Okay, so the interesting thing about this riff is that as you're playing these shapes on different string sets, meaning 1 and 2, 3 and 4, and 5 and 6, you'll see that you're going to need to adjust the strength of your left hand in order to sound out these notes. Okay, and this is a cool thing because you can really feel the riff as you're playing it, and you'll see that you're going to have to get pretty good at varying the pressure that you're putting on to make these notes sound right. Remember that this riff will sound faster than it is if the notes are executed correctly, okay? Okay, so the last riff is something crazy and exotic, but in some ways very simple, in some ways very difficult. It's simple that it's a symmetrical riff on frets 12, 14, 15, and 17 using your fingers 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, the trick to this riff is making everything sound smooth and also picking only the first of the 4 notes. That means you're going to have some hammer-on strength in there. You heard great players like Dimebag Darrell and Bumblefoot from GNR, as well as underground phenomenon Todd Wayne play this kind of stuff. Check it out. Okay, so in order to execute this riff, you have to remember that the first note is down-picked and the remaining notes are hammered on. And I think of this whole little example in a group of 3. Okay, then I move back a string, in this case the 5th one, and I play another 3 little sections. Move back a string. Move back a string. So the technique for the right hand is very simple. It's just making it all synchronized. So it almost doesn't sound like a guitar. Another little challenge within this riff is the space between the 1st and the 2nd finger and the space between the 3rd and the 4th finger. That stretch brings its own challenges to your guitar playing. So make sure, once again, that every note rings clearly before you speed up on this riff. Good luck.